guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing a kind of fresh summer look for the evening. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too crazy as you can see. We are using some products from Younique today as well. Just a disclaimer, I do not sell Younique, so this is not sponsored. This is not, there's no commission in this tutorial. This is just simply some products that I have that I've been wanting to try out. And so just so you know, if you are interested in this look, please continue watching. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. So stay tuned. See you soon. Hey guys. Okay, so here we go. We are going to start with our Younique Touch Glorious Primer. And put just a little bit. This is kind of a clear gel type primer, if you can kind of see that. A little bit different than, I tend to use the Professional. That's my favorite primer. I am trying some Younique products on today. I do not sell Younique. So just a disclaimer, I do not sell it. I do not get commissions from it. That is not what this is about. I do have a friend that does sell it. So if you are interested, I will link her information below. But that is not what this video is for. I just wanted to try out some of their stuff. I don't have all of their makeup, but we're going to use a couple of different products from them. So just letting you know. So next we're going to go in with the, also from Younique, the Touch, Mineral Touch foundation, and I have the color Taffeta. So I have used this a little bit. I like it. It's very, very thin, very silky. I do enjoy the way that it smells. I know that that has been a common kind of, oh, my cat. This is Lily. Say hi, Lil. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyways, this foundation, I like the way it feels. It's very thin in the way that it feels. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey. It's very soft. It's very liquidy. So as you'll see, you have to shake it quite a bit, and then it comes in a dropper, kind of like this. So I'm going to, when I first started using this, I dropped it directly onto my brush, but I'm actually going to drop it onto a little plate here. So that I can pick up just what I want. So this is another really good tip for you guys. I used to do it on the back of my hands and also with my fingers or right onto the brush, and it's just, you end up wasting a lot of product. You know, a lot of it gets stuck on your hand, and I just find that using the plate, you know, or some girls use a glass palette, but just anything. I prefer like a glass or porcelain over plastic because plastic is porous, and a lot of times the product can get into that plastic and then you can't get it out. So you end up wasting it, kind of similar to what would happen if you stuck it on your hand. So anyways, I picked up some of the product, and you know, this foundation is pretty good as far as it builds really well. When I ordered it online, it was a little bit hard to pick the shade. So I kind of recommend, if you're going to order some, that you actually find a consultant that does this full-time, that knows what they're doing and knows kind of how the colors are, because this one, it's a good color for me, but it's a little warm. And so I probably could have gone a little bit cooler or a little more neutral colored for the winter, but in the summer this is okay. You know, as you can see, I'm a little more tan down here because I wear a lot of SPF SPF moisturizer. So I tend to not get as much sun on my face, which is good because, as you can see, I have melasma and things like that that are my problem areas that I'm trying to get rid of. It's so annoying. So okay, so here's another thing with this foundation. Again, I like it, but it does take a little bit more than others to cover. And in some respects, I really like that because then it's not coming on so thick. So on days where maybe I don't care about as much coverage, a lot of times I'm a full coverage girl, but just because I have stuff that I'm trying to blur out and perfect. But a lot of times, sometimes those foundations can be really thick, and when you really just don't want a lot of makeup on, it's kind of nice to have these lighter foundations that you can build. So as you can see, it really does go on quite nicely. And we are going to do the under eye area. I am going to use the Shape Tape from Tarte, and I am in the color Fair Neutral, just to kind of take care of a little bit of the under eye area. So again, I'm not going to do like a major, you know, V and bring it way down, because this is just not that kind of look that I'm going for today. It's just very, very easy, very simple. And if I wasn't talking through this, I'd be done in about 5 minutes. So it's a really great, easy look. So, and then we'll just take a Real Technique sponge and we will just blend that out. My trusty old MAC palette. This thing, I've had this for years. I mean years. So it's a little dirty, a little rough inside, but I love this. This is another great little tip. If you go to MAC, you can buy this palette. You buy the palette one time, and then you can fill it in with all the different little colored pans that you want. And it's kind of great because the pans at MAC are only $6 if you buy them to put them in a palette. So, you know, as far as like cost, it's pretty cost effective, and then you can pick your colors instead of having to choose a palette with colors that you may or may not end up using. So it's kind of nice to be able to have something that you can build your own. So we are going to start today with the laying down our base color with, let's see, this one here. It is called Issue, using a Mary Kay eye color brush. I have a lot of these Mary Kay brushes. I'm trying to remember how many eons ago it was that I got those brushes, but they're not too bad. The eyebrow, or the eyelash brushes are actually pretty decent. I'm not a huge fan of the other their other brushes, but these are pretty good. So we're going to go in with that Issue color and kind of lay down the base. Just kind of a nice pale kind of bluish color. Doesn't have a whole lot of shimmer in it. Oh my gosh, my cat is back. As you can see, I live in the animal kingdom. My dog, you can probably see Ted behind me here. That's Ted. Say hi, Ted. And that was Lily. Sorry. So continuing on, we are not going to put this in the full lid because I don't want my whole eye to be blue. So, you know, and a lot of girls too will use a primer on their eyes, and you can certainly do that. And then next we are going to use the also by Younique. This is the Moonstruck edition palette number 4, and this is actually a really pretty palette. As you can see here, kind of the colors we're going to go for. Obviously, as we're staying within the blues, we are going to use this one next, and that is called Cheerful. Or excuse me, we're going to do Honest next. That's going to be our transition color. So, and it's kind of a shimmery, grayish, bluish kind of color. And we are going to use a Bare Essentials contour shadow brush. This brush is great. I like it because the bristles are kind of thick and firm, so where the product is going to go right where I want it to go, and it's going to stay right where I want it to stay. So this is a slanted contour shadow brush from Sephora, and it is almost rubbed off. Of course, I still have the tag on it, but of course the thing's almost rubbed. Oh well. Anyway, so we're just going to pick up a little bit of that color and pop it right into the corner to kind of build that darker kind of shade. Just going a little bit into the crease and kind of into the V. Kind of going to create a little bit of the smoky look. That color is really pigmented. Wow. Okay. I have not used these colors on this very much. I've only used a couple of it's really interesting to me how you can have one palette from one company and some colors are really pigmented. Some have tons of fallout, some you have to build so much, and then others, you know, others just don't have anything at all. It's so bizarre how the formulas can be different from color to color. Okay, so I know this looks a little crazy right now, but we're gonna fix it. That's the beauty of makeup. So back again to that brush, that e.l.f. brush that does not have anything on it, we are gonna blend this out a little bit, and we're gonna build one more time. Okay, so we are going to now move on to mascara. That's right. So again, this is another product from Younique, and this is the first product of Younique's I've ever tried, and I really loved it. So it is their, basically their Lash Fiber and Transplanting Gel Duo. So I do believe, I could be incorrect on this, I do believe that they have a one-step product now, I think. If not, it's still a two-stepper, but you don't have to do as much building. What I love about these is if you are not somebody who is comfortable with false lashes or are not there yet, or want the look of false lashes but don't want to have to always put them in, this is a really great substitute. These lash fibers do an amazing job of making you look like you have fake lashes on, even when you don't. And what's great is you can use this on days when you don't necessarily want that much drama, or you can build and you can get that drama. So we're going to build a little bit today, not too terribly much, but we're going to do just a little bit. And if you've never used lash fibers before, this will be a little bit of a process to learn. It's very easy, but there is a step system. So you're going to first start with the Moonstruck transplanting gel. That's the larger one, and it looks, you know, just like a regular mascara. And you start off and you put that on your lashes, and this is going to be basically your base coat, and this is what's going to set or make the lash fibers stick. So you kind of want to treat this almost like regular mascara. You want to kind of get your lashes the way you want them to be, because once you put those fibers on, they're going to stick to how your lashes are. So if you have lashes that are all stuck together, those fibers are going to go right where those lashes are. So make sure you kind of pull your lashes out and get them where you want. So the next step is the lash fibers. And so for these, you want to start in the middle, push and up. So you don't want to go all the way to your waterline, otherwise those lash fibers will get into your eyes, and that is not fun. So we are going to start. Okay, so then once you lay down the second coat of your transplanting gel, at this point you can stay the way it is, or you can build another layer. We are going to go ahead and build another layer. So again, with the lash fibers, to the middle and up, to the middle and up. Real similar to, again, like putting on regular mascara. And then we're going to seal it in with, again, the transplanting gel. And it's great because this stuff seals everything in, it pulls those fibers up, and then look at the difference. So, okay, so now we have our eyes are done, and we are going to move on to a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of I'm going to contour just a little bit with the bronzer. Today I am using the Hoola bronzer from Benefit, and I believe they have these in a couple of different colors. There's no color that I can see on the back of this. Now they may either have like a shimmer color or a lighter color, but I love this. Comes in an adorable little box. Makes me feel like I'm in Hawaii. It's so cute. And so we are going to go in. So I'm going to use a contour brush from NARS. If I can find it. It is the NARS Ita brush. This is a wonderful contouring brush. I'm still learning how to use this brush, so bear with me. But we are going to do just a little bit of contouring. I have such a round face that anything I can do to kind of bring it in is super helpful. And one key with contouring, you know, no matter how in depth you're going to go with it or how light you're going to do, always make sure you bring it back. Blend it all the way back to your hairline, because otherwise you have a line, and then, you know, the whole point of contouring is to make it look natural. And the last thing you want is a line of demarcation where your contour went. That's not a good look. So let's see. This brush is a little bit of this and a fan brush. I just got my first fan brush, and it's takes a little bit of getting used to. So then we are going to take a blush brush from e.l.f. also. We're going to go into that same bronzer, and we're going to take it down. Bring a shadow just down here and up here on the forehead into the. Now I have a little bit of melasma, so I don't tend to do too much bronzer on that area up there, just because it's already a little bit darker. So the last thing I want to do is add more attention and more darkness to an area that's already, I'm trying to actually lighten up a little bit. So, and then we are going to blend out a little bit of that contour. Just soften up the lines a little bit. Bring that bronzer down your neck. Put just a little bit more, just so. You want everything to blend. You don't want any lines. No lines. No lines. Okay. So for blush today, we are going to be using the NARS-Orgasim. Beautiful color. Love this color. If I can figure out how to open it. There it is. Okay. Beautiful color. Kind of a shimmery pinky. And I am going to actually be using a highlighting brush from e.l.f. And the reason why is I have such high cheekbones and such a round face that if I use a bigger blush brush like this, the color ends up going everywhere and not where exactly that I want it. So we are going to use a smaller brush so that I can kind of pinpoint more where I want it to go. So apples of the cheeks, right there. So just a little bit of pink. Such a pretty color. And then we're going to blend that down and back. Now this does have a little bit of a shimmer to it, so it's great for the summertime. Kind of gives you that kind of warm, dewy look. And then I'm going to take that blush brush and just kind of pat again, kind of bring those two colors together. Okay, and then for highlight, today we are going to be using the MAC Extra Dimension in Oh Darling. Absolutely love this color. And a fan brush from Sephora. And we are going to, this is such a pretty color. Kind of pop that right on the upper part of the cheekbones. Just to kind of highlight the cheekbones there. A little bit on the side of the temples. Again, kind of like where you think the sun might hit. It's kind of where you want it. I'll throw a little bit in the brow bone, although for the most part I don't really need it. And then I didn't contour my nose. I really actually don't mind my nose. But I'll put a little highlight on the Cupid's bow and then a little bit on the bridge of the nose just to kind of bring the color in. I don't know, there's a little bit of extra, maybe I'll do a little bit. I don't know, I just didn't want to do too much tonight since it's not, we're not going to do anything crazy, just kind of having a nice dinner. So, all right, so we are now going to set the face, and we are going to be using Fix Plus from MAC. This is their Prep and Prime. I did not use it as a prep, but I am going to use it as, you know, you can prep and prime with this, but I'm just actually using it as a finisher to setting spray. So we are going to apply this liberally, and for this, so this tip, this is a great product. However, I kind of wish they would fix this nozzle situation. I end up getting some kind of bigger drops coming out sometimes. So my recommendation to you is this stuff is really good. So I don't want to tell you not to buy it, but when you use it, keep it pretty far back. You know, see if I can get it in the camera. So I'm going to keep it pretty far back. So you don't want to get real close. Otherwise you're going to get splotches and then those marks are going to get into your makeup. So we're going to keep it pretty far back. And generous spray. And then see, it didn't get splotchy or anything like that, although I think I missed a couple spots. There we go. It smells so good. It smells so good. Okay, and so now we're going to move on to the lips. So I'm feeling a little not too sure about this, but we're going to go for it anyways. So again, this is also from Younique. This is their Stiff Upper Lip, and this is in the color Shy. Kind of a, so this is a lip stain, kind of a pinky lip stain. So we're going to see how this goes on. Interesting. Not exactly the color that I thought I was getting, and on the camera it looks pretty good. In real life it's a little bit berry. What I like about it is that it's not staining instantly, so I can still kind of fix some things. Let's see if we can build the color a little bit more. So you guys, where I got so much eyebrows, I did not get much lip. So I like a lot of lip plumpers and things like that because I really like, do you see this? I really have like no upper lip. So I guess I need a stiff upper lip. So, okay. So far, I'm actually liking the color. I was, you know, when I look at the color in this and then I see it as a lip stain, I get a little bit scared that it's going to be too bright. But now we are on to coat number 3, and it is transferring a little onto my teeth. Definitely don't want it on our lip. So as it's drying, I can feel it's stiffening my lips a little bit. Not too bad. But I don't know if I feel like it's a finished look, because I am definitely someone who likes, I have a harder time with the matte colors. I kind of like a shiny lip, so I am actually, okay, so that's kind of cool. It's just a little, I think it's not totally dry yet, but virtually no transfer, which is nice. So you could stop here, but I'm actually going to throw on a kind of a shimmer clear gloss over the top of it to give it a shine, and this is from Mary Kay. What's it called? Nutri-Shine Plus. And this is a great, just kind of shimmery. Got a little iridescence in it. Okay, see, I think that's much better. I think we definitely needed that. So, okay guys, so this is the finished look. Again, kind of a simple, a lot of steps, but really nothing too crazy, nothing too dramatic. And so I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.